Okay, you guys might kind of like this assignment. It's easy. Okay. Now, we've taught you how to do an ax squared bx. You just do the GCF, and you're there. ABC, GCF. Then you go down further with a table and write the trinomial into two parentheses. Now, what happens when we have an ax squared plus a c and there's no b? Well, actually, that's the easiest one there is to solve. You don't need any boxes. Okay, there's two answers. You need to get x to the second by itself. And then number two, you're going to apply a square root. Okay, you'll see why here in a second. That's all you have to do. Okay, so I have x to the second minus 25 equals 0. So there's two answers. I actually put the two answers here. We don't need that much space. Okay, that's a A. There's no B. It's a C. So get the x second by itself. So you get that minus 25. You have to add 25 to both sides. You do it like a regular equation. 1x to the second equals 25. Then divide by the 1, or you can just get rid of the 1. Now here's my question. What number times itself is 25? There's a number times itself that's 25. Well, I think it's 5. But here's how you figure that out. To get rid of a second power, you square root the other side. What's the square root of 25? Okay. Well, if you really don't know it, you can dial up a calculator on your phone. I would hope most people know this. Some of them you're going to need a calculator. Punch the square root button. It's right here. 25. It's 5. So 5's one answer. Now you're like, what's the other answer? 5's 1, but I think if you take negative 5 times itself, that's also 25. So it's positive 5 or negative 5. Square root of a number can have a positive or a negative. Okay? That's pretty much all you do on this. Okay? Next one, 4x to the second plus 6 equals 166. So there's two answers. You got A, that's a C, that's a C. So it's AC, okay? There's no B in the mix, okay? No B. When there's not a B, it's just an A and a C. Get the x second by itself. You don't need 0 on this side. You don't want 0 on this side, okay? So get that x second by itself. Actually, tell you what, if you have nothing but A and C, just get rid of the labels. So I would minus 6. 4 times x to the second would equal 160. Then I would divide by 4, and x to the second equals 40. Now what number times itself is 40? It's not 20. 20 times 20 is not 40. You're going to need a calculator. You're going to get an irrational answer. That means it's just a decimal with no pattern. Go 6.32, round to the nearest hundredth. And then the other answer is the negative. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay, next one. 5x to the power of 2 plus 3 equals 128. So you got two answers. That's A, and there's no B. Okay, these are C's. So if you have nothing but A's and C's, don't worry about the labels. You get the x squared by itself, so you'd have to minus 3, then divide by 5. And now once the x squared's by itself, you find the square root of 25. I just had that up here. I know it's 5. 5 and negative 5. These take not long to solve. Okay, 6x to the power of 2 minus 2. Oops, I forgot. I mistyped something here. Equals 118. So that's two answers. Okay. So you got A, C, and C. Once again, get the x squared by itself. Get the C's. Don't get everything on one side like you do in A and a B. You don't have, it's not like these where you have to have equals 0 before you start, okay? Okay, so that's 120 divided by 6. That's going to be 20. Square root of 20 is not 10. The square root of 100 is 10. What times itself is 20? Well, if we don't know, we're going to go square root 20, 4.47. Okay, positive and negative. ACs always have the two answers are just opposites of one another. Okay, next up, negative 2x to the power of 2 minus 3 equals negative 39. So there's two answers. A, C, C. Okay. Once again, A's and C's, just get the x squared by itself. Never did I negative 36, negative 39 plus 3. If you're at negative 39, you go 3 places to the right on a number line. You're at negative 36. Now you're dividing both sides by negative 2. So negative 36 divided by negative 2 is 18. Remember, when you use division property of equality, you have to take the same sign. Square root of 18, that's going to be another irrational square root. So square root 18. 4.24. Negative would be the other one. Okay, as you can see, I'm zipping right through these. 4x to the second power plus 5 equals 25. Okay, A, C, C. So get your x squared by itself. Totally different when there's a B. You don't have to draw boxes or anything. Divide by 4, you get 20. Or 20 divided by 4 is 5. Well, what number times itself is 5? Again, that's going to be another irrational answer. Meaning it's a decimal with no pattern. You just round it to the nearest hundredth. 2.23. Since there's a 6 in the third decimal place, I'm going to go up to 2.24. The other one would be negative. Two answers. That's A, that's C, that's C. So that's 49. And that's 7. So what number times itself is 7, honestly? That's going to be another irrational. So I take the square root of 7. 2.65. So positive and negative 2.65. Okay, then our last problem, then we are done with this video. So two answers. Now this one's aligned a little bit differently, okay? The multiplier is right here. So that's the number you're going to divide by. You got to get rid of this 4 first. So you'd subtract 4. So it's negative 12x to the second, so it's a little bit different, okay? Again, you don't add 12 because 12 is the multiplier of the variable. Negative 92 minus 6 is negative 96, and I divide by negative 12. Negative divided by negative is a positive. Square root of 8. Okay, 2.83.